Poor Scoob. Poor Scoob, my ass. So I'm gonna try to finish off this Ace Attorney case. And if I'm still up for streaming after that, I might have a look at what games I've got, retro games I've got, that we can start next. I don't think I've properly set up Mega Man or Mario, so it might be something different. We will have a look. Right, there's your stretches. Alright, where is Steam? Phoenix, right. That. Right. Time for something a little different. And then let me move everything so it looks fancy. There. At me. And then chat. That's you. So we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But God had picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know. But if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe? What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling a kettle black, little Miss Top Knot. It's not a top knot. Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, alright? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kind of get wound up. Ah! No kidding. You gotta have something you need to do, pal. Me to do, pal. Anything. Well, hey, I'm gonna get a jog back down to the precinct. I could get some prints analysed for you if you've got an hour. An hour? The trial will have reconvened by then. But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour. You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? Is it the, is it gonna be that? I don't think there's anything else. Maybe this. Because they were found at Tenderlender, weren't they? Yeah. There's definitely fingerprints on that. Sorry, I was just reading a message I got, sorry. I'm guessing it's gonna be... If If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey, that's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solved the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me too. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. The phonies from the real guys. I am the phony guys. January 8th, 1:56 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court now reconvened. Mr. Goddard, did you find this Furio tiger? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job, no problem. Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tiger, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. Very well, please show Mr. Tiger to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, he actually roared then. Ah! Don't hide under the table, Maya, unless there's room for me down there too. Well, would you mind? What'd you say to me? No, nothing. I didn't say nothing, honest. You could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge. I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? Ah, no, of course not. It was... the judge. The judge! Yeah, Your Honor. Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal. That's it, we're doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was it that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What'd you say? There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare, the relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that holds you in. Too cool. Don't let him get the better of you, Nick. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, masked boy. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird? Maggie who? I've got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas. Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix Wright. You's the one who set this up, didn't you? You's gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Oh, maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. Get a grip, Nick, says the person under the desk. The tiger's alibi. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all of my time in the office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from tender lender every single day. You just want to check my alibi? Just ask by a letter. Ah, at last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination for... Well, what is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that. I know the kind of games that guy in the blue plays. Totally muted. Well, I send my love to you too, Avia. But you can't hear me, so you don't get to hear it. The lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins. The lowlife? Me? Listen up, Smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000 and you's gonna borrow the cash from me. That's one loan contract I refuse to sign. And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with a tiger. Ha! I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute, that's really not... This witness is... How can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's heads off, yours too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. You better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus. And hold on, I can't hear it. Heart it, even. Fuck you, Avia. The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You could do it, Nick. Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? The tiger's alibi. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business. I got Wells lined up to borrow cash from tender lender every single day. I want to check my alibi just as for a letter. Right. So I have to be careful what I ask him, I'm guessing. Nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all my time in the office. I feel like that's... Got Wells signed up to borrow cash from tender lender every single day. You want to check my alibi, just ask for a letter. Wells signed up to borrow cash from tender lender. Kind of business. I don't know nothing about no murder. I don't feel like it's a good thing to push him even on that one. And I feel this one and the last one kind of tie each other up. So maybe this one? So I take it you get a lot of customers at your black market loan office. It's tough for the little guys these days. Small businesses are feeling the pinch. Bosses of companies like that want to get in good with me. I'm their best friend. I see. That's very admirable of you, witness. Yeah, well, tender lender's motto is win through compromise, you know? Win through compromise? What is that supposed to mean? Compromise the customer to win. That's what it means. He's got it. With best friends like you, who needs enemies? Here, let me spell it out for yous all. You don't pay me back within 3 days, Sparky. I take what's due, and you stupid hair. You follow what I'm saying? But I'm not one of your customers. Should I ask more about tender lender or not? Yeah, go ahead. Mr. Tigger, what do you want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. This is a dead end, try, and you know it. Remember the rules. Pressing a witness without evidence to back up the attack is prohibited. As I said earlier, the court will impose a penalty for such behaviour. Fuck. The pain. Now then, Mr. Tegro, would you mind repeating your testimony from the beginning, please? My time ain't free here. You'd better remember that. If I miss that bus, someone's gonna pay. Don't buy that. You haven't even heard of the incident that occurred at Tresbienne. He's got a big mouth, right? He's trying to say I was in on some mob hit. Is that what you're trying to say? Where's your proof then? Evidence? Yes, well. For an attorney to make an accusation in court, he must have evidence. That's from loan shark to lawyer, a beginner's guide, yeah? Ah, I see you're a studious type, Mr. Tegro. Very good. Ha! Why didn't you ask him to represent you sometime, try? What should I do? Too dangerous to press things without knowing where they might end up. I'd better just focus on gathering information at the moment. Now then, Mr. Tegro, would you mind repeating your testimony from the beginning, please? I feel like this guy should make enough money to own a car. Yeah, wait, no, he owns a scooter. We know he owns a scooter. My time ain't free here. You better remember that. Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know. You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini? She writes everything in my schedule in December, mainly in the office. That's what it says, so that's where I was. Seems like a rather, sketchy schedule. There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder, so now what? Tigger, what's your one? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. This is a dead end, try, and you know it. Remember the rules. No, it's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too? Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before. I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Goddard, if you could please... Mr. Tigger, the court asked you to add the last statement to your testimony. Hook. Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. You didn't know Mr. Glenn Elk, really? I don't mess with the guppies when they're a bigger fish to fry. What do you say, boss? Who? Me? How's about I hit you with a fat $200,000? Well, oh fuck, I pressed the button. I do that all the time. He's seriously considering this. Oh, wait a minute. No. Wow, the Tiger's a really good salesman, huh? Yeah, and if I wanted to sell this case, I need to copy him. How about you hit him with a fat piece of evidence, boss? I wish it was that easy. Wait, I do have evidence, don't I? We know that he was meeting with the Tiger because he had a calendar, right? Yeah. Mr. Tigger, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elk, but it appears that Mr. Elk knew you. What? Mr. Elk left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the Tiger, and the date December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. So, Mr. Tigger, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elk, because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Grr, ha 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 ha. Not bad. She's actually not bad. Sorry. I was just messing with yous to see how good you were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth. I'm witness. Please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You're calling me a liar? Is that what you're doing? Ruh-roh. She is saying that your claim to have never seen a kid before is the truth. I said I'm dead serious. You better believe that's the truth. Ha! Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigger. Oh yes, would you mind indulging the court, witness? He never actually met the victim. That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. Please don't nail him without consent. I ain't no liar. I never met Glenn Elk. There was some lame guy with that name, though, wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, tender lender. I waited around for him, but he ain't ever showed. I ain't never been to that Tresbian joint you see here. Well, I know that's a lie. I see. That all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right? I think he's gonna go to prison, guys. I'm gonna press him. And yet, your name was written on the victim's calendar. Get that horse calendar out of my face. I'm the Tiger, not a lame horse, you porcupine. Tigers like me eat horses like that for breakfast. No, no, no. Witnesses aren't permitted to eat evidence. Not that they ever would. Well, there was a case once where a young lad, anyway, if you had never met the victim before, how to explain this note he left? Oh, wait a minute, it was Wright, wasn't it? Phoenix Wright ate the evidence in the case, didn't he? That's very strange. According to the manager of the firm where the victim worked, December 3rd was the date he had to repay his loan. He wasn't due to discuss borrowing money, but repaying what he owed. Oh, yeah? Maybe he's right. Wherever it was going down at the beginning of December. She did miss Mr. Elk. There was a witness who ate the poison bowl. It was Phoenix Wright, yeah! It was when we were playing as Mia. And Phoenix was the suspect. Because the girl had used the yeah. See, sometimes I can big brain, guys. Hey, right, you might want to call your jets a sec. So your meeting wasn't supposed to be at Tresbian then? Why would I want to go to a dump like that? If I want to talk with the clients, I got an office decked out for the job. I got the best punching bag you ever saw in there. Not exactly a professional office you've got there, you know. So you're in your office on the day in question. He didn't show up? Ha! What do you think, Trite? Let's see. How does a dead man get from a French restaurant to a loan shark's office? And you yourself didn't go to Très Bien. What are you trying to pin on me here? Why don't you come down to my office? We can chat about this thing my way, yeah? I got the best punching bag you ever saw in there. No need. I'm good, thanks. Listen up. I ain't got nothing more to say except this. Well, I know this is wrong because we have the this. the matchbooks. Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell this court about these matches? Matches? What are you talking about? We found them in your office at Tenderlender. They're from that restaurant. What? If you've really never been to Très Bien before, what was the book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk? You've been snooping around in my stuff now too, wise guy. What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no bro controlling me. Order. Well, witness? I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry, I'm terribly sorry, forgive me. I ain't no pussycat, I don't go back on what I said. But, okay, I was at the joint that day. What? But listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. Well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glenn Elg that day, and he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. À très bien. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out and went straight back to my office. I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it. If I wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions. Ha, no problem. Anytime Tripe presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. But Mr. Goddard, that's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it. Yes, sir. The Special Express ain't cheap, right? Just so yous know, since yous paying. Oh, man. Doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? I mean, I'm not sure they even know what the law is around here. Do they? I don't feel like they do. À très bien. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. So the meeting wasn't due to take place at Tenderlender at all then. The kid was making a fuss about coming into the office. It's always that way when I want to talk about repayments. What's law? I can show you law. Wait a minute. Give me a second. Wait a minute. Someone stole for me. Someone stole. One of you must be able to stall. It's everyone's favorite type of bread? That's actually a fucking good question, though. I love tiger bread. That's genuinely such a good question to pull out. You want the law? There's the law. Right there. I can show you. I can show you the law. He's right there. I would have made a Judge Dredd joke, but I have Trafalgar Law on my computer, so I can just add him to the proceedings for the rest of this trial. We're gonna do the law with the law, you know? That way. We're gonna do that. Wait a minute. My boy, Trafalgar. Always that way when I want to talk about repayments. Even though I got the best punching bag you ever seen, if there are any issues. Maybe it's because of the punching bag that people were scared to come. So that's why you decided me at Trebien. It's actually an in-joke with my writer friend. One of her characters was asking his crush's friend how to break the ice, and she was talking and stuff. It's a favorite time. To be fair, perfect icebreaker though. Ha! You're going over old ground again, Tripe. So sorry. You just earned yourself a penalty. Now suck it down. You'll suck down the penalty, Mr. Wright, and you'll like it. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Oh shit! I've got to be careful. Alright, it was gonna be in the split. Maybe this one. So you didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant then? The tiger was a busy cat. I don't hang around for no one. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder investigation. So, when exactly did you pick up the matches? There are matches just inside the front door. A detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef after taking 5 books home. Poor Gumshoe. It's almost enough to make a man cry. Straight back to my office. He went straight back? Did a bout of guilt suddenly hit you for what you did? What's you trying to say? You trying to tell me you ain't never been guilty of nothing? We all have our crosses to bear. We all have to swallow the dark secrets we hide. Like this. Courtroom's not exactly the place to talk about dark secrets, is it? There's something very sexual about the way he just fucking downs cups of coffee. I'm not gonna lie. It seems you've done it again, Mr. Wright. Another irrelevant line of questioning. I must impose a penalty accordingly. Fuck. How about penalty for those 2 jokers and the garbage they keep coming up with? Well, Nick, what do you think? He's running out of ways to avoid the truth. I need to press him fast before he has time to think things through. I've got to come right back at him with a contradiction. Be careful while you press him on though, or you get penalized, okay? Hey, it's not that one. It's laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. Figured the place wasn't hot, it was gonna be already. Straight back to my office. He wouldn't have been able to see that though, would he? You mean you saw Glenn Elk's dead body? I guess I did, but I only saw him from behind. He was wearing some raggy bit of cloth he called a hat. And what time was this? I don't know. Huh? You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches. Round watches. I ain't gonna pollute my pores with some ticking henpecker. Out of interest, Mr. Tategrove, what winds you up the second most? Huh? What do you think? Square watches. Is this guy for real? Look, all I needed to know was that something bad was going down in that place. Place wasn't... So you didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant. Tiger's a busy cat. Don't hang around for no one. I ain't got no time to call up in no... So, when exactly do you... Right, after you've done that... But that's the contradiction! Oh, wait a minute! I get it! Me! But he contradicted himself! Also me! Maybe I want to use some evidence to prove that he contradicted himself, right, Anna? Maybe that's the thing you're meant to be doing. In this game where you're meant to use, you know, the things to prove the things, maybe you should use the thing to prove the thing. Just maybe. Just a little bit, you know? I'm going to quickly run downstairs and grab a Coke, though. I'm going to go and grab a Coke. I will be back in a sec. What, evidence is proof? I know. Why is he red? He's always been red. That's just his standard look, is red. Right, we had floor plans, right? There we go. The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, we'll have to pin out. Wait, no! Surely it was that. There we go. Tanned with what? Nuclear meltdown? Look, some people just like to be bright red, you know? Some people just like being bright red. You're something of a lone collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigger? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, Trite? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigger. From there, your field of vision would have been covered, but would have covered an area something like this. Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just said? It said, I saw the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. And if the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Why, that's true. Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So, from the entrance of Trebienne, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat, but you did see the victim that day because you met with him. Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table. But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glenn Elk, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out of a charade. Charade. Potato. You know what it's like, guys. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious questions being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Glenn Elg and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. Well, it's him, right? It gotta be. It just gotta be, right? I've heard both pronunciations, fair. Obviously, the killer is Furial Tiger. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness? Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you don't understand. The tiger is king of the jungle. So I dare you to say it again. Come on, you got the guts? You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigger. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright? Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You've got guts, I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone. Ha! Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Got it? Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see just the victim. Oh, no. The servant girl brought him a Javicino, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee. Very impressive, Mr. Goddard. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Ha! Heh! Found your pen at last? Try. It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed 2 people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glen Elk, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright. I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glen Elk was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin a murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? Oh, well, that's easy. That was her. Well, who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee of Tenderlender. You's making a big mistake. Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight if you know what I mean. Stop shaking, Nick. Well, where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, has stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy, and she had a kind of cackling laugh. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table, who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece formed by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And a radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There's only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tegra, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Bum 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 bum. He's gonna start shouting again, isn't he? Well, witness, what have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry? He's right. I could do with a guy like you around. Well, what do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about? You've got it all wrapped up nice, huh? You got it all wrapped up nice, huh? Right. The words I tried to emphasize in that fucking sentence. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know what I was saying. That was some kind of weirdness. But you missed out one real important thing. But that can't be. I was in a joint that day, and I met that kid too. You sounded fine to me, but I'm also dying. I know that I fucked up the, but I just fucked up saying it, to be quite honest. But, you know, it ain't that bad. I figured it out in the end. Kind of. Get some sleep. Don't worry about, you know, staying awake for me. Get some sleep. But I couldn't have poisoned him, you see it? What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigger? Ha! What troublemaker? Troublemaker? Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. Just need to lie down? Fair. Don't die. Don't die, fictional. That's all I've got to say to you. Don't die. Dying is banned. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed, witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at 3 p.m. between yourself and the victim? Scoop says no die, please. Exactly. He definitely 100% isn't just singing up my cousin because he's just got home. He definitely was saying that to fictional to make sure she looks after herself. Yeah, I loaned Al cash, about $100,000. That day, we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won. $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over. Now, I see that the principal amount you loaned to Mr. Elk was $50,000. Yeah, well, he's got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know? That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no cause. Case, even. His motive, He has to have one, but what is it? Ties to the victim. Did he have any way of paying the loan back? The fool was a gambler. He said he couldn't give it up till he landed a big win, so I agreed to help him. Help him? You? I kept hitting him with ideas for ways he could get a big win, but the guy kept losing. So you were helping him for his sake, or yours. Went through compromise. Yous help me, I help yous. What's the difference, huh? I don't believe this. Nick, would anyone really ever loan money to someone they thought was unreliable? Like, for example, if it were you, I'd only loan you $5 max. Thanks a lot, Maya. That day was due to have a little chat. So how much were you expecting to pay you back on that day? What do you think? The whole package, $100,000, including interest. It's a real heavyweight punch. Once a client misses a repayment, you call the whole loan in. You want to make it in my world, that's all you've got to know. And how many times had Mr. Elk been late with his repayments? Once. And how much was he supposed to pay back every month? $50. Sounds like Mr. Elk was in a real sticky spot. Yeah, at $50 a month, he'd never pay that huge loan off. How much did he have left on his debt? You want it in round figures, about $100,000. That's the whole amount. We're talking about a guy who had 58 cents in his wallet. What? He's telling me he wasn't even going to pay for the coffee? He certainly seems to have been a brave man, this Mr. Elk. That guy was smooth, I tell you, real smooth. You'll have your money in less than 5 minutes, that's what he says to me. The guy then calls me the tender tiger. He was skating on thin ice with me. The tender tiger? Was that because the guy won the lottery? Was his last chance at a big win? You can confirm that this is a ticket in question. That's it. The Millionaire radio show starts at 1:30 PM and runs for 10 minutes. That fixes the time you two met with some accuracy. And the whole scene was acted out again 30 minutes later. Also that Mr. Koodle would see it. I can still see the kid's face now. I ain't never gonna forget it. Was there anyone else in the restaurant at the time? I don't remember. If there's no one there, I'll wear that ridiculous tiger shirt for a month. Mr. Armstrong, Maggie, and if I'm right, Viola Cadaverini were all there at that time. So the victim had intended to repay you for his lottery winnings from the beginning. Seems that way to me. But you wouldn't normally expect to win the lottery, would you? Ha! The undying belief that your next row will end the worst losing streak you ever had. That's what defines a true gambler. That is true, to be fair. He makes it sound so cool. Don't be tempted, Nick. You haven't got the willpower for it. All I know is the kid took a shot and he got lucky in the end. The waitress, you mean? The girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair. Who else could I mean? If she hadn't got in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with. Maybe I should push a little on this. How would things have been? What do you mean things would have been over and done with? Are you all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000 back, that's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigger had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said. Tiger's motive, huh? Are you saying you had no other motives that day? Yes, so what? Then, why didn't you take the lottery ticket when you left? Why do you think? Because of Four Eyes over there? Because because of Maggie? How about you ask Four Eyes about that $500,000 ticket? She wanted it so bad, she poisoned Elk's coffee. A likely theory. Your word hasn't held water lately, Mr. Tiger. Let's not forget this witness was actually at the scene trite. The law don't exactly agree with some of the deals I sent down. I couldn't be there when the cops showed up, so I split. I see. Your Honor. The witness's last few statements are worth a good 2 cups of coffee. Well, Mr. Wright, are you happy with the testimony, or would you like to it amended? Do I want it amended? What did he say that could be amended? I don't think I do. Thank you, Your Honor, but there's no need to amend the testimony. Very well. Continue with your cross-examination, then. So Tiger was meeting Glenn Elk to get his money back. If Mr. Elk had just given him the lottery ticket, that would have been the end of it. Yeah, so what's the Tiger's motive? This is the big one. If I don't manage to undermine this testimony, it's all over for us. Why would he have to poison Mr. Elk? And why did he loan him the money in the first place when he knew he couldn't repay him? Huh. I am stumped. Wait, it's got to be... Wait. So this is the statement that was added, right? Was after 100,000. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy. $1 million bill for cranial surgery. Payment was due last year. Didn't got this from the doctor before 12 p.m. A deadly powdery poison bears Maggie's fingerprints. Oh, wait a minute! This one, right? So you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elk owed you, correct? I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. Elk, I don't believe that $100,000 is what you were really after. What are you getting at, Trite? What else would a moneylender be after other than the money? Oh, the moneylender was after money, but money in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch. What is that? A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. A computer? What does one of those do? I guess the beard isn't the only part of His Honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million in the black market. So it's several $1 million? Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elk had no way to repay the money is crucial. What? Glenn Elk was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elk put up in order to borrow the money.
Objection.
You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get hold of that program. Because he had it, right? He had the disc, exactly. The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he is by no means an idiot, Trite. A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder. Of course he could, provided that he had time. But what if he had needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear. It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? Why did Mr. Tiger need money to the tune of $1 million? Because of the bill? In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. How much of this do you know? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million, and yet when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full. What, $1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue those HMOs. Ha! No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tiger had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Order. You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright. Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Did you say Cadaverini? I've said Cadaverini like 5 times so far. And no one said anything. Now I say Cadaverini, and they're like, Cadaverini? Bruto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and you got a Big Mac and nuggets. Nice, Dogma. Doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Wah! Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Brutal Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glen Elk's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tiger's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glen Elk had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigger knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kid that Mr. Tigger would prefer to say never happened. The kind that Mr. Tigger would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, and neither can I. The lottery win. Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elk won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigger with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glen Elk and then made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigger posed as Glen Elk. Oh, you said Cadaverini? I thought you said Cadaverini! Our attendees in court, probably. You know what? You know what? Everyone is dumb in this universe. Everyone. Not a single person has a brain cell. While Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo. Now I feel bad for the old man. Like I said, Trite, that's crazy. No one can pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it. But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Goddard? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigger's plan. Order, silence, or I will clear the courtroom. You've put on a good show, Spiky. If you want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness, and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you're very careful. That's why you took one more precaution, one more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Ray? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigger performed to frame the accused? Was it that? No. No, it wasn't that. Stop shaking your head at me! And? What's the relevance of that try? It's, just a little intro. An intro into what? Seems all this has been elaborate... Oh god, trick of the park of defense. No, wait. Mr. Tigger did play a trick, a huge trick. Oh, fuck. I need to save the game. Wait, how do I press save the game? I don't think I can. Alright. Well, I'm just fucked. I'm just fuckity-fucked, apparently. What trick did he... The only other thing, other than that, would be the badge, right? What on earth is that? What insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Considers you have insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigger, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here this very court a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I'd ever seen. Grr. That's a nice rule. I think it's the closest I've ever been to failing something. Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man. Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Hey, forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh? This is the whole reason the retrial happened, I know, right? Have you no pride, sir? Spit it at me, come on. This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trike, here in court, we deal with people's lives. Mr. Goddard is right, Your Honor. Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was a witness standing before me now. However, to preside over this court is the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by memory without evidence to support it. No! And if the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigger are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far. You say he impersonated Glenn Elk. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Nyerg. Nyerg. Ha! Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger. You're gonna get mauled. He's got that. All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Ha! Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. The witness's cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigger. Hold it! Your Honor, sir. Look at him! Look at this! This is probably the greatest picture the game's ever had. Imagine Gumshoe is our hero for once. Wait! The detective? Detective Gumshoe. Sorry it took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this, too. Well, what is it, detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? The boy! Our husband! Our real husband! January 8th, 2:48 PM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Dick got the sack? He got a big sack. Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle. Oh, so, do you know who the prints belong to now? Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So, tell us. They're the tigers, right? I knew it. Hehehe. You bet. Clear as crystal, all over the bottle. The Furio Tiger's paw prints were right. That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for us, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now. Huh? What? Why not? All we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glenn L's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are in this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. I knew it. Great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This was our last chance to help Maggie, and I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright, I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal. Detective, Gumshoe? Maggie? You've been working on something for me? Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get you out of your hair now. Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. Can I give her lunch now? Maybe she'll take the lunch, you know? Maybe she wants the fucking lunch now. January 8th, 3:04 PM, District Court, Courtroom number 4. Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor. I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered. Yes? Don't keep us all in suspense, Trite. Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before, but you lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. Does Maggie want Gumshoe weenies now? Maggie is a loser. If Maggie didn't want Dick's weenies, there's no saving her. She belongs in prison. I don't care what she believes or not. If you don't want Dick's weenies, you belong in prison. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here, but maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court. Why can I not save? I want to save the game. This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victims? Your Honor, naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigger. What? But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. Our prints are on that pansy-looking bottle, is that what you're saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway? A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigrid, this is a decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... So we're lying, so we're gonna say it belonged to... So it... Aha, I can save, finally. Let me save. Because I feel like I'm about to die. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigro, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? Ha 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 ha! You'd make a good clown, you know that? What? Yous ain't never gonna get this to stick. You's just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it. No. This is the bottle we found traces of the poison in. Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown. It was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. The silence. The silence. Got him, at last. But what? Why is everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle. Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But you ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy-looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. You just don't know who you're messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars in the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped-up suit get the better of me? Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Oh? Oh no. My eyes! What's going on? It looks like a blackout. Oh! That's so cool, the visor! Well done, Try. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Savor it. Well, you watch the police restrain your prey. Fantastic. I fucking loved that. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigger and Mr. Goddard? He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glenn Elk, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. For you, a tiger is a truly frightening criminal. Ha! The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Got it. Yo, what's with law? What Trafalgar law? I was showing people what law is. People didn't know what law was. They can now see the law. Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty. Yo, we did it! We saved it, guys! That is all. This court is adjourned. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago, but now I feel like I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. What? Wait! Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah. Congratulations, Maggie. Thanks. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then? Huh? Oh, well, I was... Well, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around. Wait up, detective. He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use, but... It's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still wasn't ready to forgive him. Can you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Myra's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. And Maggie. You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on the first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it. I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom.
Take that!
Here you are, a present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe? I actually really like weenies, you know? So is Maya. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Oh, that's so cute! So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good. So the case of the phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. Enjoy Dick's weenies. And who knows, maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. Always one of your favorites, but it would be better if you utilize his power a little more strategic and quickly. Well, his power's too overpowered, that's the problem. They can't really do much with his power in the anime and manga because they've made him basically really overpowered. So they make him the running joke that he tries to team up with people who ignore his plans. Law can stay with us. We'll start the next one. To be fair, none of the worst generation were ever meant to be a thing. Like, none of them were actually a thing that Oda wanted. He made them up in, like, 3 hours or something, I think, I read. Like, he realized that Sabadi arc was, like, really empty. It was really empty and needed something, so he just made them all up in, you know, a blink of an eye. And the reason, I believe the reason that Kid kind of gets used a lot is him and Kid. Law and Kid are used a lot. It's because they're the two he just liked a lot. But Law especially, he really liked Law. So yeah, One Piece Law. A brand new episode has been added. Save my progress, yes, because I nearly fucking died in the last one. Jesus Christ. Peas and rice.